Professional conduct. The final topic we will discuss today is rules of professional conduct and courtroom protocol. Punctuality. First and foremost, interpreters must be punctual. When assigned a case, the interpreter should make every effort to arrive 15 minutes before their assigned time, to check in with OCIS staff, be ready to receive their first case, prepare the equipment, or complete any necessary logistics before heading to the courtroom or interpreted event. Punctuality is key. Many courtrooms have lengthy calendars. A 10, 15, or 20-minute delay in starting court or the hearing due to the tardy arrival of the interpreter can have a cascading effect on the court's ability to get through the calendar. Dress code. Interpreters are also required to don professional attire. All freelance interpreters are expected to maintain a professional image at all times while performing official duties at the court or in the community. It is therefore necessary for each interpreter to be well-groomed and appropriately dressed so as to engender the respect of co-workers and the public for that interpreter and for the District of Columbia courts. For men, this is a business suit or dress slacks and sport jacket with a dress shirt and necktie, or dress slacks with a sweater or dress shirt. A tie is considered appropriate and necessary. A man's attire also includes socks and dress footwear. Cloth top or athletic shoes, slippers, and sandals are not appropriate in the workplace. For women, a business suit, pantsuit, dress, or a skirt/slack ensemble with blouse or sweater top is considered appropriate attire. Sundresses and open back, off-shoulder, transparent, or single-shoulder clothing styles are not regarded as appropriate attire. Athletic shoes or slippers are not appropriate in the workplace. The only exception is in the case of athletic shoes. You may be permitted to wear athletic shoes in the workplace if you have a medical condition that requires you to do so. Prompt fulfillment of assignments. Interpreters must also work efficiently. Upon being informed by OCIS staff that a courtroom or court event is ready to proceed, the interpreter must promptly depart the OCIS and proceed directly to the place where their interpretation services are needed. Interpreters are expected to cover assignments as soon as practicable after being dispatched from the interpreter's office. Upon receiving an assignment, interpreters may not delay or attend to personal business without previously notifying and receiving consent from OCIS. Courtroom Protocol. It is important that interpreters respect courtroom protocol and maintain decorum at all times. Interpreters will only enter the well of the courtroom when their case is called. Interpreters will not fraternize with any of the parties. Interpreters will maintain a clear record by always using the third person while referring to themselves, and will speak in the same grammatical person as the speaker when interpreting. Prior to interpreting, the court or courtroom clerk will place the interpreters under oath to faithfully and accurately interpret all statements and testimony before the court to the best of their ability. Interpreters must make every effort to abide by their oath at all times. Team interpreting. Depending on the length and complexity of the matter, every attempt will be made to assign 2 interpreters to proceedings that last more than 1 hour. In team interpreting, an active interpreter is that person who actually provides interpreting services. The passive interpreter remains in the courtroom, sits or stands near the active interpreter, and monitors and assists the active interpreter in whatever manner necessary. This includes setting up equipment, looking up vocabulary words, and writing down or whispering words to the active interpreter when necessary, while being as unobtrusive as possible. The active and passive interpreters will alternate on an as-needed basis, mutually agreeable to both interpreters, usually every 30 minutes, while avoiding disrupting court proceedings. When the testimony is tense or challenging, the interpreters can agree to alternate every 15 to 20 minutes to reduce fatigue and increase accuracy. Conclusion of the assignment. Once dismissed by the court after a hearing, the interpreter should promptly report back to the OCIS to await further instruction. It is possible that another assignment is ready for an interpreter in your language. Sometimes, an interpreter may have been hired for one specific case, but it is possible that an unscheduled matter, or a limited English proficient or deaf or hard of hearing court user walked into the courthouse and now needs interpretation services. It is important to check back with OCIS staff to see if you are needed for another case. OCIS staff may ask that you remain in the courthouse on standby until the end of your shift for any unscheduled cases. Thank you for watching. This concludes the presentation. Now that you have finished watching the presentation, please take the interpreter quiz located on the dccourts.gov website under the Office of Court Interpreting Services section. There, you will also find a transcript of this presentation.